In this video, I'm going to lay out 6 crucial mistakes that homebuyers make and how to avoid them so your home buying experience can be as enjoyable and as smooth as possible. Hey guys, my name is Lillian Chukwueze, and if you're new to this YouTube channel, welcome. Every week I post videos about tips and tricks to help you along the home buying process, and I showcase beautiful homes here in Philadelphia. And all that I ask is that if you do like these videos, then definitely hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video, because it may actually help you find your house here in Philadelphia. So up first, the first home buying mistake that you need to avoid is shopping for homes before you get pre-approved. Guys, this is one of the biggest time wasters for you, your real estate agent, and everyone else who's involved in the transaction. Look, I get it. Shopping for a house is very, very exciting. It's an exciting time for most people. This is a time when you and your family get a picture of this next beautiful phase in life. I really get it, especially when you're looking in such a hot market in Philadelphia where everybody pretty much wants to live. We all know that Philadelphia real estate is super hot, especially at a time like this. So people are jumping on houses left and right, and it makes you not want to miss out. So emotions are definitely involved, but also need to be in check, because logically speaking, searching for a home can also be very draining if you don't go about the process effectively. So when you shop for a house before you get pre-approved, you're putting yourself in a bad situation when you might find what you believe is the perfect house, but it may fall out of your price range. And at this point, you may get frustrated or desperate and try to buy that house that is out of your price range, which would be very, very detrimental. Or you realize that the type of house that you actually want is actually not in your price range and is not the type of house that you were actually expecting. Now, I'm not telling you to not look at homes online or search the web, but I am telling you it would be a better use of your time to actually just make a list of exactly what you want in your house, and you want to write out the deal breakers, and you want to write out what would be the perfect situation or the perfect house for you. And when it comes time to search for houses, at least now you have a benchmark of what you absolutely need in the house, and hopefully you can actually match that with what would be ideal, and maybe you can find a happy medium. Now, the second home buying mistake that you need to avoid is only getting a quote from one lender. You need to get quotes from multiple lenders. Now, a lot of people shy away from the pre-approval process because it actually takes some work on your part, but not only do you obviously have to have a conversation with your lender, you have to provide a good amount of documentation in order for them to actually figure out how you qualify to purchase for a house and exactly how much you're able to afford. And usually once you do all that, you really don't want to go through that process again, so you typically stick with the same lender, but that may not be the best option for you. Getting quotes from other lenders actually gives you a better chance of getting the best rates on your house. So when it comes to the home buying process, this is really not the time to be lazy or settle for convenience. Because when you don't shop around, you could potentially miss out on a better deal or a better rate from a different lender, because each lender is different and may offer different types of loans, different rates, closing costs, and other fixed fees. So when you get rates from other lenders, you are giving yourself a higher chance to actually choose one that might just save you the most money at the closing table or over the life of the loan. So you absolutely do not want to make the mistake of only getting one pre-approval letter from one lender. However, you do not want to get stuck in the loop of shopping around and getting pre-approved by multiple lenders. I'm talking 6, 7, 8 lenders, because that will really affect your credit. Every time you apply for a pre-approval, a lender will pull your credit report, which will show as an inquiry. So a sweet spot number is to typically get about 3 different quotes from 3 different lenders. Don't go crazy and get 6, 7, 8 different lenders and have your credit pulled that many times to the point where it is negatively affecting your ability to actually get a loan in the first place. And if you don't know where to start to even find a good lender, typically your real estate agent, me, can refer you to one. I have a great lenders that I work with specifically here in Philadelphia that I believe can really hook you up. So definitely reach out to me. My information will be down below in the description. So quick pause, guys, here. If you are enjoying this video and it's providing you some type of value, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please share with anybody who actually may be looking to buy a house right here in the city of Philadelphia. Now, the third home buying mistake is not having your own personal budget for your house and not understanding the true cost of home ownership. So when you get a pre-approval, it's important to understand that the lenders are showing you the maximum amount that you can actually afford to buy a house. But that doesn't mean you should necessarily go out and purchase a house for that amount. You need to have your own personal budget for the house. So just because the lender says that you can buy a $300,000 house doesn't mean that you should absolutely go out and buy a $300,000 house. Maybe your budget only allows you to buy a $200,000 house, obviously depending on your income and your present and future financial goals and other things. It's also important to consider that there are so many other costs to home ownership than just the purchase price, the down payment, and the closing costs. Typically, most people don't consider these other costs because they're so used to renting. And if you guys aren't familiar with the upfront costs, such as I mentioned, the down payment, closing costs, and reserves, I actually made another video. I'll leave the link down to that below, but it discusses all the different upfront costs that comes with actually purchasing the home. So to get more info about that, make sure you check out the link down below. So typically, most people don't consider these other costs because they're so used to renting. And you don't know what you don't know. But when it comes to home ownership, you also have to factor into your budget indoor and outdoor maintenance. Lack of maintenance outside of your home can lead to code violations, and you don't want that. Also, higher utility bills, property taxes, homeowners insurance, HOA fees, and more furniture and other things. These are all costs associated with home ownership. The problem typically isn't that there is more responsibility that comes with the house. The biggest problem is that most people are simply not prepared to take on these costs when they actually do purchase a home. And then they find themselves in a situation where they are now going over their monthly budget and they're just going into more debt to maintain their home. And that's really working backwards. Now, obviously there is no number specific that I can give you to budget for your home. Everybody is buying homes in different conditions. Some may be a little bit more fixed up than others, but a general rule of thumb is to set aside about 1 to 3% of the purchase price of the home annually for maintenance and repairs. I personally would go as far as saying set aside to about 3 to 5% to be on the safe side. Now, the fourth home buying mistake is not researching down payment assistance programs. One of the biggest challenges to buying a home for most people is figuring out how to actually cover their down payment. But guys, there are a ton of down payment assistance programs in America, and specifically for homes in the greater Philadelphia area. From $500 to $25,000, some offer 3.5% of the purchase price to up to 5% of the purchase price. So you really just have to take some time, do your research, or get with a local real estate agent like myself who can actually break down these different programs that are available to you, depending on if you're looking to purchase or live in the property as an investment property. Now, the fifth home buying mistake is applying to new credit lines before closing. Please do not do this. You can go through all the right steps, taking the time to get it pre-approved, getting multiple quotes from different lenders, determining your budget, doing all your research on your own on down payment assistance programs, shopping, making offers on houses. You can do all that and go through that whole process just to potentially lose out on your financing if you apply for credit lines before closing. And of course, nobody wants that to happen to themselves because it would absolutely suck to waste all of that time and effort and not get the house that you wanted to get. But this is one of the worst mistakes that you can make because some people will apply for credit lines when they're trying to buy new furniture, decorations or appliances, cars, or other lines of credit. But the problem is this will heavily affect your chances of getting the loan that you need to close on the house. So it's important to understand that lenders don't just check your credit at the beginning during the pre-approval process, but they will also check your credit before your scheduled closing date. And if your score drops significantly below the score required for you to qualify for the loan, you may not be able to secure the financing for the house. So do not try to open any new lines of credit or make any significant changes to your finances as you go through the home buying process to give yourself the best chance to actually close. Now, the sixth and last home buying mistake is waiting for the perfect home or waiting for a market crash. This literally may prevent you from ever buying a home. There is no such thing as the perfect home, and there is no guarantee that the market will ever crash and that you will get the unicorn deal that you're waiting for. So please do not wait on that. There's not much else I have to say about that. Just do not wait on a perfect home or a market crash because there's no telling when either of that will happen. So just to recap, guys, the 6 home buyer mistakes that you need to avoid is shopping for homes before getting pre-approved. Number 2, not getting quotes from multiple lenders. Number 3, not having your own personal budget for your home. Number 4, not researching down payment assistance programs. Number 5, applying for credit lines before closing. And number 6, waiting for the perfect home or a market crash. Guys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it provided some type of value for you. If it did, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I drop the next video. And please feel free to reach out to me if you are looking to buy a house in Philadelphia. I would love to help you along that process. And my information will be down below so you can contact me. Guys, until the next time, stay safe and stay blessed.